That's old act of Congress there. When they coming, Speedy?
That'd be next Wednesday.
Oh, 1 week. Well, actually, it's past now. So this coming Wednesday,
the 11th,
act of Congress right here, live in the studio, has become a more recent Rick and Bubba tradition, and boy, they're always great. So, looking forward to that. Speedy, you, Helmsy, Adler, and I have an issue today.
Oh, we do.
Well, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Which is your birthday's tomorrow or today?
Today.
So, and then Adler's Sunday, right?
Correct.
So there is a beautiful birthday cake from Edgar's Bakery here. The details on it are phenomenal.
They really are.
They're recognizing your move to the Cove,
right? I got a lot of.
I tell you, the artwork on that one is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really, I guess Helmsy and Adler are not as in a tough a situation as you and I are in because they didn't see it. They weren't there. They've heard about it, but they didn't see it. It's pretty obvious to me that Betty has done a birthday cake ban, and she looked at us as if, are we letting this go on?
I got in trouble yesterday from Betty when she arrived during the podcast that you guys were cutting, and it'll hit Saturday morning, and she was upset about his whole outfit and couldn't wear and the pants don't fit and all this kind of stuff, and started ranting a little bit on cakes and everything else. And I felt just a little bit responsible because I don't stand up more and go, no, you can't have this.
Yeah, I can't. But
but he's a grown man. I can't
Some
stop
of
him
grown.
from doing
He's
things.
double nickel. I mean, what am I supposed to do about it?
I know.
Yeah. So would you like for? So here's the deal, and I want you to know this, Bubba.
I think the law says you can't stop me from doing it.
Right. So here's the deal, Bubba. Men got to stick together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if
so good, what?
If you would like for us to go into and I hate to go Bill Clinton here, but there's a lot of similarities here because both of them involved things. Should we go into the mode here and officially when it comes to birthday cake and Bubba, don't ask, don't tell. I'm just going to act like I don't see it. I'm act like I don't know anything about it.
I've also got a conspiracy theory.
Okay.
If Greg was here, he would be so proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
What if Bubba has sabotaged the YouTube feed so Betty can't see him?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, good. No.
Now, what is the update on that, by the way?
Oh, see, well, hold on. He's trying to change subjects. Hold
Don't
on.
let him change the subject.
Interesting.
I didn't do it.
Interesting diversion.
I know so little about that YouTube
Well, there's
feed.
a couple.
I'm so out of the
There's a
league.
couple
that
things.
would make you apparently like everybody else, even the people running YouTube.
Yeah, which is very frustrating.
I told y'all, we're not in control. We're not in control.
We could do the don't ask, don't tell. Back to the cake. We could just do away with cakes in general and say we're grown men. We're not going to get birthday cakes.
They do fruit too.
Yeah, we'll get fruit
No,
baskets
we're not going to do that.
Or we could get the cake and then put it somewhere where he can't get to it.
No, I don't like doing that.
Yeah, I don't either. So those are your three options.
Why don't we just eat it and everybody be happy?
So that's the don't ask, don't tell.
That's but I just,
Option one.
Which is kind of what we really normally do.
Right.
Really, to be honest with you.
Well, look, it's
Look, I don't have to eat any.
I know. Well, how about this? It's your. It's like what I said a minute ago. How you got. It's your decision.
Yeah,
you do what you think's best.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
Right.
Adler's asked that we cut it a little bit later in the show, but I don't know what that means. He's leaving early.
Seriously,
that was a joke.
There's some days you're hungry for stuff. Some days you're not. Today I'm not. I'm not really having a sugar buzz.
So you're not going to eat. You're not going to eat any today anyway.
Okay.
So we're fine.
That's good.
I'm not
He hasn't
like
said that. Look.
I'm not craving it. Let me put it.
All right. If right now, I'm talking about something important. Something that would be devastating to you, and somebody said you have to get this right, or you're going to lose it. Will Bubba eat cake today or not?
Yes.
Ain't no way I'm going to write anything important on him.
Look, let's do this. Y'all want to put some money down?
No. What I'm trying to
Well,
have.
if it's a challenge, then
and that'll be
that
an entry.
changes the game.
Yeah, it's not gambling; it's an entry fee for the prize money.
Yeah,
It's a totally different deal.
Yeah, I think
because the skill would be involved.
I think if there's something not in it, now something like that, you would go, well, I'm not going to do it because I want to win.
Right. Yeah,
I can
exactly.
get that. But as far as you doing it because you're concerned,
Yeah.
Well, that would make me more concerned.
Yeah, it would. You would think other things would, but yeah, that's. I see what.
Are you trying to talk me off the high wire?
But I hate to say this. Well, now we've established what you are. Witness negotiating prize.
Negotiating prize. No, I'm just looking for some motivation here to make it interesting.
Right. So
y'all probably win.
15.
Try to give y'all some money.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
With Joe, but
Big Hearted
Chuck
Joe.
Graham, state senator's here. Chuck, stand up, Chuck. Let him see you. Oh, God love you. What am I talking about?
So when did Joe Biden? You remember him talking about he's going to take the president out behind the woodshed? And,
Oh yeah.
you know him and Cracker Pop or Pop Crack, whatever all that was, and like he was part of a gang one time or something. And
really likes to.
and he thinks he's really kind of, and so we have it again now. You know, Joe Biden is this thing with his son Hunter Biden, which we'll play some of that here in just a minute. Now, keep in mind this Iowa voter brings it up when he's trying to have one of his little everybody gather around to hear him talk, and there's a Marine vet there and a retired farmer, Merle Gorman. He's 83. Now, Biden is 77. And he says to Joe, first of all, that it's something about his son, and then Biden gets upset with him and calls him a blank liar, and then then Biden goes on that aggressive thing he's doing now, where he starts going toward the guy, and then the guy makes a comment about his age, and then he wants to do physical challenges with the guy. It's just I mean. When did Joe Biden decide that he's Chuck Norris? What I mean, but anyway, so we have the video, Bubba. If you got something to say before we go to it, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy, like you said, he's a retired farmer. He's a former Marine.
Yeah.
I mean, he served the country, and let's just look at it, and then we'll talk about it.
All right, here we go.
I've been around a long time, and I know more than most people know, and I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on, let's do push-ups together here, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Let's get my Number two, no one has said my son has done anything wrong, and I did not on any occasion. And no one has ever said it. Not
I didn't say you were doing anything wrong.
You said I set up my son to work in an oil company. Isn't that what you said? Get your words straight, Jack.
That's what I hear on MSNBC.
You don't hear that in MSNBC. You did not hear that. But you heard.
Because they're in your pocket.
Okay, I'm not going to get in an argument with you, man.
No, I don't want to.
Well, yeah, you do. But look, Fat, look, here's the deal.
It looks like you don't have any more backbone than Trump does.
Here we go. Who let him in here?
Questions?
Yeah, all right. I'm not voting for you.
Well, I knew you weren't, man. You think I thought you'd stand up and vote for me? You're too old to vote for me.
So at the beginning, he's wanting him to do physical challenges to show.
I wished he'd have popped him right in the nose.
Oh yeah, sure.
No, Secret Service would have hauled him out.
Sure.
And he'd have a long Christmas in the big Stony Lonesome, but boy, it would have been a good one.
Oh,
to
yeah.
shut
Oh,
him
it'd
up.
been great. Yeah. Well, you're 83. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have much long left anyway. Even if they put you in jail, you don't be there long. So
And Joe gets highly offended when you bring up his son's job in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Who Joe bragged about getting a prosecutor dismissed and fired who was investigating the corruption in his son's company that he was on the board of directors, making $50,000 a month. We know he's very valuable to that company because of his ability in the oil fields.
Yeah.
So
never walked through one.
No. But so that's what the guy's bringing up. But
so let's hear the video because Joe says this didn't happen.
Yeah,
but it's been viral.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard it, but Joe acts like it's not out there.
Unless this isn't Joe, but it surely sounds like
it is
like
Joe.
it.
Yeah. Take a listen.
I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion.
Video, please.
They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh, well.
So
that is your Democratic nominee, Joe Biden. He is doing a quid pro quo and bragging about it.
Yeah, he clearly said that if you don't do something about this, you're not getting the money.
And he wanted the guy fired.
Right.
That he says was corrupt, and his reason for being corrupt was he was investigating his son.
Did we just hear Joe Biden say, if you don't get rid of the person who's investigating my son, you will not get the money?
Can we see the video of it?
And call him an SOB. Did that happen?
Yeah. It did.
Okay, all right.
Let
So,
me see if I got to find it here. Let me get it.
I mean, is that because that's what I just heard, and it sounded like the same guy that told the guy he wanted to do push-ups.
Yeah,
I mean,
same guy.
Yeah, no, I know it's Joe Biden. I'm just making a joke, but
I know what you're
Now,
saying.
Joe can't say what Trump allegedly did is a quid pro quo when he did
Right.
a quid pro quo. By the way, have you noticed that word has disappeared from the discussion?
yes,
Yeah.
You know why? It wasn't testing well.
Right.
Nobody cared.
Right.
Nobody knew what it was, and nobody cared.
right. They must not have watched Silence of the Lambs.
Now,
But
now it has turned to bribery.
Yeah, that's the
now
new
it
word.
has turned to obstruction, abuse of power.
Right. And
I don't know if you saw the one guy who, we've had these so-called experts who were testifying about impeachment. And one guy yesterday, and I thought he was dead on, he said this is the quickest rush to an impeachment vote we've only impeached, by the way, 2 presidents. Neither one was removed from office. Okay, neither one. Nixon never was impeached. He quit before they took a vote. He would have been, but he was not. So by the technical definition, we've had 2 impeached. Neither one of them was removed from office. And this guy was making the point that on the 2 that was impeached, there was a long investigation. There was a lot of facts. There was a lot of charges. He said this is the shortest time we've ever investigated. There are fewer charges. There are fewer facts. He said this is the most tightly, focused attempt to remove a president we've ever had, usually because of a whole bunch of stuff. And he said it's going to set a dangerous precedent for future presidents. And I agree with him 100%.
You're right. Here it is.
The
again,
next
in his own
Democrat
words.
that shows up with a Republican House is going to face impeachment hearings the day he's elected.
And you've said it 1,000 times, and nothing's getting done with that's going on. Nothing.
No, nothing. At
Nothing
all.
the American people care about.
Right.
Prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. Said, "No," I said, "I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion." They said, "You have no authority. You're not the president." The president said. I said, "Call him." I said, "I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion." I said, "You're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here." And I think it was 6 hours. I looked. I said, "I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money."
I mean, everybody's seen that video. Joe and when somebody asks him about it, he's highly offended, like that never happened.
It would be like me bragging that, that I won at the dirt track at Talladega on every video, and somebody says, "I just don't know if you are focused enough on your job. You keep going to the dirt track." And I said, "I'll tell you one thing, you're a dang liar." And everybody said, "Well, you keep bragging about winning at the dirt track."
Yeah.
I mean, how about this? Again, in this same video, the older one we just talked about, where there's clearly quid pro quo. Clearly. Okay.
He's bragging about
But once again, there's that. When did Joe Biden think he's a
I know.
Who was Joe took down to get to this level?
I'm trying to think of another word, but everywhere I grew up, it was either called a hard or a B. It was either a bad A or a hard A.
Right.
So is there another word for that? When did he?
Some people put Billy in front of it.
Did everybody? Who does Joe Biden think he is? I mean,
Who's Joe Biden took down to claim this high level of abuse that he can dish out?
wait for it. You know what he sounds like? A bully.
Oh, he is a bully.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bully right then with a quid pro quo.
Yeah.
Joe Biden's a bully. He's a bully BS.
The whole bunch lies, just like his son lies.
Oh yeah.
Said he didn't even know the girl. He's a daddy. It's already been proven
Right.
in court.
Yeah, it's on record.
And
that-
now she's going after your tax returns.
to your point, you know what's on the record? You cannot take the Bidens at their word.
No.
We'll take your phone calls next. 866-WE-BE-BIG. More Rick and Bubba coming up.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Calvin Speedy Wilburn turns 51 years old today.
Good night.
Happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Calvin Speedy Wilburn. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. You're getting old.
You have no hair. You have no
smell
hair.
like a skunk.
All right, so
Who put that there? Who did that? This is a family show.
So there's a picture of Speedy in his new house in the Cove since he is downsizing, and one of the candles, one of the guys put in Speedy's mouth like he was smoking it.
That's good.
That's fine.
Since he was 51, we did 5 and 1.
Well, aren't you
There
sweet?
you go, 5-1. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thanks, man.
And Edgar's Bakery, thank you for another delicious cake.
Can I say the artwork on that one is
it's
just
fantastic.
unbelievable?
It's
The
almost
time
like-
they went into that.
I never, I know Ryan Greenwood tried it. I never really thought that by smelling something you could taste it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you smell a cake from Edgar's, you almost taste it.
Oh, yeah, you do.
know what I mean?
Yeah, especially if you'll lick it while you're down there smelling it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah. Oh, Bub, this is going to be so good. I hate it.
Y'all enjoy that.
All right, hold on,
Let
wait.
the kids
Straight up,
enjoy it.
Betty just texted me. Hold on. Happy birthday. Don't you dare let him have any cake.
no, he's not eating cake today.
I really don't want
He
it.
doesn't
He's
like
got to
it.
see the
He
Mighty
hates
Eagles.
cake.
Yeah. He's done with cake and
Yeah,
ketchup.
he hates it.
The Mighty Eagles must fly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
How about you?
Look at that. The old cove.
They're lighting up Speedy's candle.
Helmsy. He can't see it. Oh, there it is. There you go. I
know
that
why
slides off.
I don't know why that owes me, but it really does.
That's good stuff.
51, can't believe it.
Yeah.
Sure.
No. Shocking to us, too.
So thank you, Edgar's. And anybody in the Golden Ticket Seats Day want cake, we'll cut you a piece of cake if you want it.
We got plenty.
You got plenty. All right, so especially, by the way, somebody made this clear to me in the break, since you're going to see the mighty Golden Eagles today. It's 11 o'clock Central, but it is Eastern time. You know what it is, don't you? I got a little nooner today. They wonder if Beth Mowens might be calling that game.
Oh, God.
Now, somebody just texted me. Beth has got the Bengals and the Browns NFL that Sunday.
Okay, she's gone to the NFL.
Yeah.
Have
Go
those,
to NFL.
have those two
Bengals and the
franchises,
Browns.
have they not been punished enough?
I know.
I know, and I'll be trying to watch that.
Beth
but not now.
Mowens. A little NFL. This is the big guys.
Rick, did you see this crazy
Bubba,
car chase
y'all were
shootout
telling-
yesterday?
Y'all were telling me about this.
All right,
Unbelievable.
so get this: we have jewel thieves that go into a jewelry store on the Miracle Mile in Coral Gables, Florida.
Okay.
One of the employees set off a silent alarm, which alerted police that something was going on. It turned into a shootout there between the store owner and one of the robbers. A female employee was struck in the head by a ricocheting bullet fired by one of the assailants. She is in stable condition. The jewel thieves then fled the scene in a U-Haul, but ditched it a mile away before abducting a UPS delivery truck and its driver. The driver was on his first day on the job and was killed in the shootout that ensued.
Killed.
My first
He
day on the
leaves
job.
behind a 1-year-old daughter.
Oh no.
In the UPS truck, they led police on a 23-mile chase before the truck got stuck in traffic, and other police officers, as many as 19, were surrounding the truck, and they sprayed the vehicle with more than 200 rounds.
Yeah, I saw we're looking at the footage in here.
A bystander, the driver, and the criminals were killed.
Yeah. Did you see that poor driver then pushing him down the steps of the truck?
Was that him they were pushing down?
Yeah,
I don't know who that was.
It was. I'm going to come out of this real quick. Osama bin Noggin. Big Noggin.
So what they did is they had the driver actually driving it with just them in there.
That's what it looks like.
And he ends up getting shot in the firing.
Yeah, I'm going to go back here. This is the UPS truck in traffic. And looks like a helicopter shot here from Sky 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to zoom in on the door, and it looks to be, all right, so you see it's hitting, just bullets hitting hard, and it looks like that's the driver there, there.
Is he trying to get out?
Yeah, they're dragging him by the back of the shirt, pushing him down the steps.
Was that one of the assailants? Were they
Yeah,
trying to use
yeah.
him for cover?
Yeah,
Where were they going, though? I don't know where you're going to get away there.
Yeah, and plus it looks like where they tried to flee went right into traffic. They're stuck in traffic.
And I'm sure they're going to look at how that all went down. I don't know. You had them surrounded there, so I don't know. There'll be questions about how that all came down.
Well, especially since the driver got shot, that was actually
And a
just
bystander.
First
Yeah,
day,
bystander.
y'all. First day. Golly.
That's crazy. I mean, it sounds like some movie, scene.
Well, yeah, look at it. I mean, it's one of those things like if you're in traffic, you can't believe it's real. I mean, they started doing those smartphones videos. I mean, there's people like out of their car and laying down beside it, and there's a lot of firing going on. A lot of shooting going on right there. And did you see those bullets hitting the UPS truck?
Yeah, well, they said that like 200 rounds fired in. But if you had 20 police officers, that was, 10 each.
So
Get that number up there.
yeah, so they had already, though, the reason why the shooting began is that the robbers had already shot people back at the jewelry store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never
So
pursued.
they'd already shown that they would shoot.
Yeah, and they led them on a dangerous chase, 23 miles. So I'm sure they were justified in what they were doing. You just hate it had to come to that.
Oh, no,
because
no,
the
no, yeah, no doubt.
driver and the bystanders were hurt.
And to the credit of the police, they may have thought that the driver had been taken out of the truck. They didn't know who was driving it or whatever. He just got caught in the crossfire in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Boy, did
On the very first day of work.
Unbelievable. What are the odds?
I'm
of that?
going out
What
to
are the
make my
odds?
first round of deliveries today.
And somebody jumps in my truck, hijacks it.
I mean, and think about too. I mean,
You know, you
talking
got
about
the door open. Those guys, they're in and out so much. They just, no way to secure that situation.
No, you're right. Yeah, I see them all the time. I saw some the other night. They're working, and he's probably been brought in. They need some more people. He's gonna get his shot. First day to go out.
Oh, I know.
He gets his chance to be part of the team. And there we
Crazy.
go. Well, a sad story, and you know who ultimately got everybody killed were the evil people that tried to knock off a jewelry store.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's where blame will finally come to rest.
No, it should.
On them.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who put everybody in this situation. So anyway, sad story. We'll be back 16 minutes to the top of the hour. 866-WE-BE-BIG is our number. Much to still do today, including the second gift of the 12 working days of Christmas. Could happen at any time on the program today, so pay attention for that.
The words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men.
So as we make our way back, the things to be aware of, another daily documentary is happening today, and you can watch those. You can watch those. This thing with us in YouTube on the actual full-length show, it does not affect the daily documentaries or anything like that. You can see those with no problem. It certainly doesn't affect Rick and Bubba University, the podcast, or any of that. And yesterday, Bubba and I had the honor to interview pediatrician Dan Trumbull. He has written a book called Loving by Leading, A Parent's Guide to Raising Healthy and Responsible Children, and also including from this pediatrician is a time-tested infant sleep program. It's almost like we were talking about Baby Wise a little bit off the. We didn't talk about this during the. Did we talk about Baby Wise during the podcast?
I think you
or was
mentioned
that
it. Yeah,
I don't remember.
You mentioned it
because we use that program, and it certainly is good. But he said they've even learned more about some of the things that Baby Wise did that may not have been as good as some of the things they found out since research has continued. So that's in there too. But it was a fascinating interview. I think you'll take a lot away from it. It'll be posted and ready to go tomorrow when you wake up. Rick and Bubba University, the podcast. And really, if you look at the heart of it, this is this is what Bubba and I love the most. I don't really like when people write parenting books when they don't have children. Dr. Trumbull has 5 children and has raised 5 children. So he certainly can tell you the things that work, didn't work, mistakes, and none of us do it perfectly. It might be very helpful to you. I think you'll love it. The book obviously is going to go in more detail, but we talked, and the bottom line is he said there's been a swing that has been not healthy for children. Sometimes what the road to hell is paved with, don't you?
Good intentions.
The best of intentions. And he said this child-centered child rearing, where the child is the center of the universe, and actually everybody follows the child doesn't follow the parents. Mm-hmm. He said this has led to if nothing else, certainly we don't know as much as this doctor does, but I think being professors at Rick and Bubba University, we talk about the superpower of common sense. I think that's a lot of pressure to put on a kid to let them lead your house. Yeah, I think that would breed a lot of anxiety to say, well, just do whatever you want to do, and we're just here to make you happy. So anyway, that may be something that you get something out of tomorrow. I heard Helms talking about it earlier, and Speedy, and listening to it while they were preparing to get it ready for you. And I think there's a lot there.
Yeah, there is.
There's a ton there
for people to take away tomorrow's Rick and Bubba University. And the book is available wherever books are sold. Loving by Leading, a parenting guide. So,
and I saw Eddie Van Adler actually meeting with him a little bit after the podcast there in the old kitchen.
He may be a chapter in the next book.
The sleep part was really big for Adler. Let's go over that sleep part.
Well, you need to do that. It's how about this? Children thrive in structure. Mm-hmm. There's structure is good, and it's hard, it's difficult, it's exhausting, but it pays for itself in the long run, especially when you have a new baby in the house. But he said there's been some upgrades. Baby Wise was he said maybe a little harsh on the front end, and so they've kind of taken that and looked at some of the things, still the same concepts, but kind of bringing those up to date a little bit. So anyway, I think you'll enjoy that. Rick and Bubba University, the podcast. Look for it wherever you get your podcast. It'll be there, and it'll be ready to go tomorrow. So the ongoing thing right now with the YouTube has nothing to do with daily documentaries. Doesn't affect that. Doesn't affect podcast archives. Doesn't affect Rick and Bubba University.
Not yet.
Doesn't affect TuneIn app. Doesn't affect anything to do with the affiliates and anything. It's just the viewing option is the only thing that's being affected right now. So, and we'll continue to figure out what that is. Again, it's impossible for us to follow rules that no one seems to show us they exist. I can't follow instructions that aren't given.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought out there, a lot of conspiracy stuff. I don't know. We don't allow them to sell ads on our feed because our people do that, and so I don't know. Since they may look at that, since they're not making money on it, adios. They may not like our political stance. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know
Or it may be a legitimate thing.
Yeah,
nobody can tell us.
Yeah, nobody. All we can tell you is what we see on the complaint, and the complaint was back at August 8th, and it took this long for it to happen. And it seems to be a complaint from a publishing company. If it's from a publishing company, that would lend itself to some song we play.
Rick, a couple other things. We had some breaking news of an active shooter at the Pensacola naval base in Pensacola, Florida. We're seeing reports now that the shooter is dead.
Yeah.
We don't know what he did or didn't do, but that's just all the information we have right now. I'm sure more will be coming available shortly.
All right, so help me out because I know this is just now happening, so it can't be the same thing. Am I just struggling, or do I not remember that it seemed like within the last week there was also a shooter at a Navy yard, at a shipyard? Didn't we have that just recently?
That was at Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, didn't that just happen recently?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Just the other day.
Yeah. So,
but they're saying authorities say the shooter back to Pensacola, Escambia County, Florida, was shot and killed by deputies at the base. The sheriff's office confirmed there are multiple injuries being reported, and the area is currently being cleared. And that's really all we know right now.
it just seems
the naval,
the military
station
tie to both of these, and it just seems like.
Well, we don't know who this shooter is.
We don't.
But we'll know more.
So, what
shortly.
was the Pearl Harbor cat? What did we ever find out about this person?
Oh, Rick, I don't have it in front of me.
Because all I saw was the headline. I didn't read the story.
Yeah, he opened fire in a park and then killed himself. Right, Speedy? I don't recall exactly. I don't have it in front of me right now.
Let's see here.
While he's looking that up, have you? We talked about the Peloton ad.
I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
And this thing, it was declared that it was sexist, and all this,
not.
and it was just a nice ad about a husband getting his wife something she asked for, apparently.
Thank you.
And it has been turned into this huge thing. They had to pull the ad. They lost almost $1 billion of worth in the company on the stock going down. And now the actor who is in the commercial says that he is getting death threats and that he fears for his future as a school teacher, which is his primary job. His name is Sean Hunter. He's an actor, part-time, school teacher in Vancouver, British Columbia. And he said that he is now fears that he will not, obviously not get any other acting gigs on the side, but his teaching job may be also threatened.
Guys, are we really? Am I really hearing that because the mob and the maniacs that we're now having to deal with, these mob mentalities, that they targeted a commercial that they don't even have right?
Right.
That it's sexist. They don't even have that right. But they've declared it sexist on behalf of the woman in the commercial who knew it wasn't, and they're making so much noise, and they're so maniacal, and they're so crazy that the commercial's been dropped. This company's losing money, and now this man may lose his job that was just in the ad because of all the threats that are coming after him. Is this really going on?
Yeah, I mean, people are using his picture.
What kind of nut jobs are you people?
Yeah,
people are using his picture as a meme now, and the online quotes that people are posting, nothing says maybe you should lose a few pounds like gifting your already rail-thin life partner a Peloton.
It's a commercial.
Yeah.
They're used to person a commercial that was in pretty good shape because they want you to think that, that this thing will continue to keep you in that kind of shape.
One lady posted on here, after a year, the Peloton wife looks exactly the same as she did before. So it's an insulting gift and completely useless.
Guys,
speaking of insulting and completely
there's
useless.
so many stories.
Can y'all not figure this stuff out?
You can also say this: she's a mom. In the video, it shows her and her kid. Meaning, there's a kid at home.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have time to go to the
yeah.
gym, so my husband has given me. I love working out and riding bikes, so my husband has brought this into our home so I can be more efficient. All these things,
guys. This is like your wife likes to run, and you bought her the shoes she really wanted that are great for running.
Right?
Can nobody figure this out? I mean, this is not difficult,
Rick.
I mean, this is not even hard to figure.
Rick, Sean
Hey,
Hunter.
listen. Hey, people have lost their minds.
They have. They've lost their cotton picking mind.
He cited a number of viral tweets, including one that says there's absolutely a 100% chance that this husband in the ad is abusive in real life.
Guys, we're living in fantasy worlds. Hey, we've lost touch with reality.
Yeah.
Hey, a lot of y'all out there are so crazy.
Y'all are bullying him to what you're doing.
Hey,
bullies.
They are bullies.
They are bullies.
Nut jobs.
Rick and Bubba.
Second gift of the 12 working days of Christmas has not happened yet. It could happen at any time on the program, so be paying attention for that. Bubba has left. He left early to go see his former high school in their first ever state championship appearance. But sadly, they have to kick off at 11 o'clock local time today. What's in Easter time? That's a nooner. Yeah. So anyway, he'll be back on Monday. Greg will be back on Monday too. Obviously, Greg's father-in-law passed away. We had the funeral yesterday, and he is staying and spending time as he should with his wife and family, trying to get everybody kind of back on their feet from that death hospice situation, which went on for days, and they're all exhausted. So anyway, he'll be back on Monday. The things you need to know tomorrow when you get up at Rick and Bubba University, the podcast will be there. We interview pediatrician Dan Trumbull with his new book, Loving by Leading, A Parent's Guide to Raising Healthy and Responsible Children. I think that'll be a helpful conversation, especially for young parents or parents-to-be. You can check that out. It'll be there tomorrow. Also, a daily documentary being put together by Adler. That'll be going on today, too. So phone calls standing by. Let's go to Amanda in Pensacola. This thing that's going on in Pensacola, we're getting information about that. You're there. So kind of, Amanda, tell us what's going on there with this active shooter that has been killed, but obviously there's people that have been injured. Have anybody else been killed? What's going on there?
I know that we have 2 confirmed dead, and we all awakened in the Navy Point area to sirens and announcements to stay indoors and take shelter. It was quite alarming after the Pearl Harbor, and we knew something was going on the base. Since then, again, 2 have been confirmed dead. All hospitals are on alert, and I know that 5 have been taken to one local hospital here. And it looks like a parade route outside the base. They have all the employees and military evacuated from the base, all lining the streets. We have the city, the game wardens, the county all coming together to protect our city down here. But we just need prayers, and those that can stay away from that area really need to, so that they can do their job.
Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that update. I'm so sorry you guys in that situation, and we will be all praying for you. We really will. And
thanks for taking my call.
No, thanks. I'm actually coming to Pensacola to speak at Olive the 19th, which is a marker for our family too. Ted Traylor honored me with that request. So I'll be coming down there here, in a little more than a month. So look forward to being with you, and we'll continue to work through it, okay?
All right. Thank you. Blessings.
All right. Thank you. Let's go to Michael out of Starkville, Mississippi, listening to us on 96.1. Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Hey, Michael, you're on. How can we help you, buddy?
Hey, got a question. Green Acres, first off. And,
thanks for calling.
Yeah, a lot of people depending on me today. But got a question for you. I've been married to my wife about 15 years.
Congratulations.
And she come down with breast cancer, and her wedding ring would not fit anymore.
Understood.
After paying, and the jeweler couldn't resize it.
Understood.
Well, for Christmas, she said she wants a new wedding ring. Well, we went and found one. Well, she doesn't know it yet, but I have purchased it. I got to figure out a grand gesture way to deliver it to her, because of my original proposal was very awesome.
It was. So you're saying you're actually in competition with your awesome self.
Okay.
And you've set the bar high.
I hope she also doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah. Does she?
Yeah.
Is she hearing you right now, Michael?
She may be listening. I did it at a parade right after we come back from Iraq. I did it at the we were Grand Marshals when I was in the military.
Yeah.
And I did it right in front of a parade, and it was on TV and everything else. So I got to try to figure out how I'm going to top that.
Well, you're doing it now, I think.
Michael, here's the only thing that I'm trying to reason through right now.
Right.
If we tell you a good idea and you say that's what I'm going to do, isn't she going to know now?
I think she knows
Well,
now.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Hopefully, she just got to work, so hopefully she's not listening.
Okay, so there is a chance she's not
Right,
listening.
right.
There is a chance. What's that? 1 in a million. There is a chance.
Yeah. So you're telling me there's a chance. So all right. So what are things that she loves? What are things other than you?
And you're also.
Well, she's Hawaiian, and she absolutely loves, this authentic food type stuff.
She
Hawaiian food?
Okay.
Yeah.
Speedy, no.
I've got one. It's going to sound terrible,
Okay.
but you could give her a lei.
Oh my gosh.
That's the Hawaiian, right?
what?
Isn't that the thing
It
that
does
they
sound
put
terrible.
around?
Yeah,
And then like hang a little something from the lei and the ring be in it.
that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
It was uncomfortable to walk through that with you.
Right.
But that's not a bad idea. Speedy has every now and then Speedy will throw one in the end zone and somebody will come down with
Right.
it. That's not bad. Because if you put it in a pineapple, she might eat it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Or act like you're hanging an ornament on the tree, and somehow be able to put the ring, in
You're on
or
fire
attach
today.
to the ornament, and it drop, and say, "Hey, will you pick that up for me?"
You're on
or
fire.
something. She picks it up. She's like,
You're on fire, Speedy. Tied to the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Tied to a lei.
Right.
Ohana means family. These are not bad ideas. Maybe have some of those fire guys come in, that bring it to her where they're spinning fire sticks and dancing.
or let the mystery elf do it. The little elf that they move around the house with
Elf
the
on the
kids,
shelf.
whatever it's called.
No, don't we doing that?
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
You might as well
Struck
put
another one.
you were 2 for 2.
Put a beret on.
Right. I was trying to read what Hash Brown Hero was saying. That's what he
You were
suggested.
trying to run up the
Hey,
score
Michael,
and it didn't work out.
Michael, those were great ideas.
Yeah.
Any of those work.
course,
But
she's listening.
I think she's listened, and now she knows. So it was this idea that worked.
Rick and Bubba.
Well, look, he kept asking. I guess he knows what he's doing. He was awesome the last time. Bottom of the hour.
Or a cowbell. Attach it to the cowbell. He's from
He's a Starble.
Put it inside the cowbell. Go, man, this thing won't ring. Why won't it ring? Look at it, honey.
Is that how he talks?
Yeah, and then she looks at it and goes, "There's a ring attached to the ball."
Is that how she talks?
Yeah.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Who has the crazier eyes right now? Adam Schiff or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
That is. I'd love to stare down.
There's your state championship.
I'd pay pay-per-view for that. They just stared at each other.
There's your conference standoff. Wow. All right, so, again, when you're dealing with emotion, and look, learn this because it's helped me a little bit. Now, you saw me lose it a minute ago on the Peloton thing, so there's moments, but I have to remember politically, if people have declared to you that their worldview is emotion-based, within facts, truth, logic, those are out the door. Because I want to make an emotional statement, and I may not check the facts. I may not have. may not see the logic. So here we are again. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat, New York. People have clarified that she was incorrect yesterday because, as you know, the Trump administration, they have said that we're going to dial back on how many people are getting food stamps, and people that will no longer get food stamps is if you have no child, you are able-bodied to work, and you're under 50. So you're going to have a tougher time getting food stamps if you don't have any children. It's just you. You are under 50, and you're able to work. So now keep in mind, all of us pay for those food stamps. That needs to be good news for all of us that are paying for people who could go to work if they just would. Or they can find a way to get something to eat because it's just them. So anyway, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, she said that her family might have starved to death under the Trump administration's tightened requirements for food stamp recipients. And she said if this had been in place when her father died in 2008, they would have starved. Well, the only problem is their father was not childless, so it's over right there.
Right.
And so that is incorrect because even though he died at 48, she's left out the part that he had children. She said, my family relied on food stamps. When my dad died at 48, I was a student. If this had happened then, we might have starved. Now many people will. It's shameful how the GOP works overtime to create freebies for the rich. Right. Now, where are those? The freebies for the rich, and that I can never get that defined, and I can't get the term, and Bubba and I have talked about this ad nauseum. I acknowledge that. Can somebody give me this fair share? Does it have a definition? Does this fair share thing everybody throws out, does it have a definition? I tell you what doesn't seem fair is that a tiny percent of our country pays overwhelmingly the lion's share of taxes. That seems like is that fair? I think the last time I saw it, the top 2% pay a little over half all the taxes that are paid. 2%. So anyway, the problem with her emotional talk about her family starving to death is that they would have met the requirements for food stamps even under the Trump administration. So that's just not true. Well, I mean, it's people with no children that are able-bodied to work and are under 50. It's not just because you're under 50.
Right. And she was 19 when her dad passed away of lung cancer, and I do hate to hear that, but she was a sophomore at Boston University when her dad died, which left her mom still alive and claiming her as a dependent at the time, so that would not have affected them at all. And also a lot are slamming her because of spreading like the fake news, because she was implying the new rule prevented children from receiving benefits at all, and we know it's 18 to 49 that we're talking about.
Well, don't forget, not only are they saying that, the rule applies to saying you can't get food stamps anymore. You would have to be able-bodied,
right?
To Speedy's point, between 18 and 49, and have no dependents.
Correct.
It also wouldn't apply to parents who have minor children, as we said, or the elderly, or a disabled person.
Correct.
So, can someone break it? I know this emotionally. This sounds like a great thing to say. It's just not factual. You know, it's like many times we've talked about this. If you get to the point where you're growing in your faith, and there's a lot of things people say about Jesus that sound great. They're just not biblical. No. It's just not true. But so this is one of those things that man, that's a great speech. That's a dandy, and flaring your eyes and crying and talk about your family starving if Trump had been president. The only problem is it's just not true. Yeah. But now other than that, I mean, it's really something to run with. It's just not factual.
Nope.
15 minutes past the hour. Of course, do you think you'll hear her come back and correct that?
Nope.
No.
Not at all. Anybody?
No, she's just trying to throw it out.
All right.
Most don't research, Rick. They just look at headlines and move on.
Yep. So we have a number of things to do. Bubba's not here. He's gone to see his high school play in their first ever state championship game. So he had to leave the show early. Greg is not here. He's with family as they continue to, they've been through a grieving process with the earthly death of his father-in-law. He'll be back on Monday. So it's just Helmsy, it's just the Speedy, and Adler, Hash Brown Hero, and Osama Big Noggin. Oh, my goodness. What? And here we go.
Jingle bells.
It's time.
Jingle all the way.
Gift number 2.
Oh, what fun.
Gift number 2.
It is to ride.
Gift number 2.
In a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells. Jingle bells.
Gift number 1 went to Chris Dixon yesterday, Mariana, Florida. And today, gift number 2, Helmsy, will be what?
How about this? And a little heavier than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Apple HomePod.
The Apple HomePod.
The new sound of home, Rick.
Yep.
HomePod combines custom Apple-engineered audio technology and advanced software to deliver precision sound that fills the room. We're looking at a $299 retail value.
So $300. Now I'm going to make it even more sought
How about
after.
this is a big product.
It is.
You get
heavier
this
than I thought.
outstanding sound system all in one
Yes.
Apple Cube. You get that, but you also, Pradco gives you a Moultrie mobile system.
Bring it.
Either the XV7000 or the XA7000i, both of them, according to what, which one you use, whether you're Verizon or AT&T. So that's going to be thrown in as well. And I think we stay in the 25 mode because it is 25 years of Rick and Bubba, but today we go caller 125.
Ooh, I like that.
I love when you just get off the rail.
I like it.
I do.
It's wild.
We're making our own trail.
Yeah, making our own trail. Can't even be on YouTube.
No.
Are you ready?
Go through spider webs.
Wow, 125.
So 125. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's 100.
You want to take a break? You good?
Take your breather a minute, Rick.
That's
Please look at the people in the golden ticket seats trying to
100
call.
calls.
I kept hearing a busy signal, and I didn't know where it was coming
Right.
from.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
100
I,
calls.
then I figured it out.
Look at those poor saps. I got no hope.
You need to take a sip of water. You good?
I'm good.
You need the
yes,
massager? I
yes.
still got it here.
It's 100. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank y'all for counting with me. To us
Yeah,
lockdown.
that's good. I was.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
The last 25.
All right.
All right, so your caller 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119. Your caller 120. You were close.
Golly.
121. Hey, Rick and Bubba Show, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Wesley.
Wesley, you were called 122. Oh, man, you were close.
I hate this part.
Hey, Rick and Bubba Show, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Caleb, Panama City.
Panama City. How's it look down there today?
Rick, you don't.
It's actually pretty down here.
Little rain? Or are we pretty?
Rick.
You were
Expecting some rain right now.
your caller 123. You only missed about 2 calls. Man,
Oh, you can't have nothing.
no. Somewhere.
Good night.
This is the one that kills right here. Rick and Bubba Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Trent Alfrank.
Ooh, Trent, caller
Missouri.
124. You missed about 1 call.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can't even have a HomePod. I was gonna get one for my lake house down here at Lake Mitchell.
These people are so much
They're
nicer
so much
than
nicer.
me.
Yeah.
Here we
I
go,
would
gentlemen.
not act like that.
Hi, Rick and Bubba Show. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Susan Hamilton calling from Fayetteville, Tennessee.
From Fayetteville, Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
You did it! You did it! Caller 125! Oh, 125 calls, and you landed exactly on 125. Can you believe it?
No, I can't. I'm actually pulled over on the side of the road, waiting, trying to make sure the cell phone signal doesn't drop.
Safety. I love it. That's a way to be safe. Helmsy, tell her what she's won.
Well, she's won the Apple HomePod, the new sound of home, Rick. HomePod combines custom Apple-engineered audio technology and advanced software to deliver precision sound that fills the room.
Woo! Also, you've got yourself a Moultrie mobile system. Are y'all Verizon or AT&T?
We are Verizon.
Okay. Now, where do you hunt, or your husband hunt, or anybody hunt?
My husband is a huge hunter. He's going to be so excited.
Okay,
winning.
Well, I'd get the one that works on the best, cell system where the camera's going to be.
Yes,
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. But all right, we'll put you on hold. And what's your first name again?
Susan.
Susan from Fayetteville, Tennessee. She takes home
Yes, sir.
gift number 2 in the 12 working days of Christmas. All right, I got her on hold. And now we continue with what is somewhat cruel, but we love it. And
We do.
Rick and Bubba Show, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I know I'm not 125. I'll be doggone.
Do you know what number you are? Do you know what number you are?
I bet you I'm 126.
You are correct. 126.
She's the smartest listener we've ever had.
That's right. You are.
Most everybody else is like, oh no.
Do you realize how close that is? That's so close.
So close.
So close. I've been listening all morning at work. Oh, my gosh.
Well, that means our promotion's working.
Yeah.
Well, listen. Thank you very much. What's your name again?
It's Erica.
Erica. Doggone it, Erica. Where are you from?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Purvis, Mississippi.
Yeah, I knew you from Mississippi.
Yeah, you could tell. So smart. Good phone. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for calling, and try again on Monday.
Yeah, better luck next week.
Gift number 3.
I will.
Thank you
Y'all
very much.
have a great weekend.
And because of Bubba's mishap, we've added a 13th gift, and that's 2 custom-sized suits. So we'll be giving those away as well, which is apparently good news for Santa Claus.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try again. Hi, Rick and Bubba Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Charlie in Phoenix City.
Oh gosh, you guys lost the state championship, and now you were caller 127.
Oh,
so close.
Very close.
I mean, that's close. I mean, you almost got it. So Monday, let's try again, okay, buddy?
Absolutely.
All right, be careful
Can
out
we
there.
stop this?
Have a good weekend.
We got to have one more.
You want one more?
Yeah,
I'm making
one
my
more.
head hurt.
Hi,
I
Rick.
get so much joy out of this. I
Rick
don't know
and
why,
Bubba Show.
but I do.
And where are you calling from? What's your name?
Big Wayne from Flowery Branch, Georgia.
Golly, I
man.
wish a guy named Big
So how do you
Wayne
get the
could've
show
won.
in Flowery Branch?
I'm listening right now on TuneIn Radio.
TuneIn Radio.
Usually watch it on my TV on YouTube.
Well,
he can't even have
see,
that.
but you adjusted. You know, it's a little setback. We're gonna get that resolved. We'll bring that back. So you were caller 128. You missed it by 3 calls.
Oh, thank you.
Man.
Okay.
Hey, look.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
How about
buddy.
that joy?
That's a kind guy.
It
right there.
is.
No wonder he lives in a place called Flowery. That's a kind guy. All right, so then this is always for me. So the just pounds of people that are still calling.
Still on hold, Rick.
There's a couple of different things.
Tell me what's going on with him.
It's going to be hard to explain, but the way they listen, there could be a big delay in the show. And so right now they're calling, they're not on hold, so they can't hear the show. Some turn it down, and some get texts from relatives saying they're doing it, and they start calling, but they're not listening.
Got it.
Oh, I needed that.
That's
right
good.
there.
Well, you've thought about that.
That
right?
last one I needed.
Some could even be at a cubicle at work, and they're just having to turn it down and call, and it hadn't hit
That
them
came
yet.
to you in a tree.
Some of them are using it, like you said, as a team approach.
Yeah,
They've got a bunch
hey,
of people
call.
out there calling. Oh, okay, I got that. Okay.
That's the only way I can get my mind around
Really
it.
needed that.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right, well, gift number 3 comes Monday on the program. We're 2 gifts in.
Yep.
2 gifts in. Got to find a way to listen to the show live.
You're talking about Monday will be day number 3.